Hey guys, so this week I want to address leg locks for beginners. I get this a lot. Everybody knows we love leg locks here. We do a lot of leg locks. I like them personally. Beginners, I feel it's important to teach beginners leg locks for a couple reasons. One, a lot of the tournaments, there's a lot of tournaments now that they're completely legal in, so it's important to learn them. But a lot of tournaments, even if they're legal at brown belt or purple belt or black belt or what have you, if you wait till then to learn them, you're behind the curve in a big way. You need to learn them early on. I also like to learn them early on while that person is learning so that they learn what they are and where they are. Most people that get hurt with leg locks, I always tell our upper belts, if an upper belt hurts a beginner with a leg lock, it's the upper belt's fault. And if an upper belt gets hurt by a beginner from a leg lock, it's the upper belt's fault, because they know where that line is, they know where that pain and that injury area is to either let go when they're hurting someone, and vice versa. If a blue belt or a white belt has a leg lock on me and I know they've got it, you've got to let your ego get out of the way and be like, great, good job, you got it, tap. Don't get hurt. It's not worth being hurt. I like to teach them to our beginners, but I also teach them that don't break your toys. You've got to really be careful with them. Most submissions have, your position, your pain, and then the injury. Leg locks, that gray area where the pain is, where you can tap before your arm pops or before you go unconscious, it's very shallow with leg locks. So it kind of goes from, oh, I think you got it, to injury, really hurt, really quickly. So you really need to be careful with the injuries on the leg locks. And I know why a lot of the tournaments don't allow a lot of beginners to do them, because it's rough when someone gets caught in a really good leg lock and they get hurt and they get a torn ACL, and someone that's been training 4 months is out for a year and a half, 8 months, what have you, with an injury. They may more than likely not going to come back, and it's a bad experience for them. So I like to teach them out of the gate. And like I said, there's a lot of tournaments. You go down to some of the really good no-gi tournaments here and there, and the intermediate people can do everything. And then I go to Worlds and Pan Ams, and with the IBJJF, I can't even do a heel hook, which is kind of ridiculous. So I like to teach all the leg locks to all levels for that reason. On that note too, you've got to make sure that your beginner students know their fundamentals and have their fundamentals down, because leg locks they're kind of the great equalizer, where like a white belt has a better chance of catching me in a foot lock than they do of passing my guard, mounting me, and armbar me. But because of that, a lot of people like to learn leg locks and they forego their fundamentals, and they don't learn, they don't get that good foundation there, to where if they can't get a leg lock, then they're lost. There's nothing else they have in their game. So that's my take on leg locks for beginners. So if you guys have any other questions or comments, please hit us up.